The original Continental was the only American luxury car ever honored for design excellence at New York's Museum of Modern Art. Now, Continental Mark V. Mark V, in the tradition of excellence of the original Continental, yet different from every Mark that's come before it. To its owner, Continental Mark V is more than a new car. It's a mark of tradition.
In 1978, the Ford Motor Company celebrated its 75th year manufacturing automobiles. 75 years of anything is a long time, so the company that pioneered the automotive assembly line wanted to do something special for its Diamond Jubilee celebration. So, to commemorate this important milestone, Ford released 75th Anniversary Diamond Jubilee editions of the Ford Thunderbird and Continental Mark V personal luxury coupes. This video will focus on the latter, the Mark V Diamond Jubilee. Before getting into the specifics of the optional Diamond Jubilee package, there are a couple of general but noteworthy Mark V facts that are worth pointing out. The Mark V and all of its special editions is a good example of what took place during what has been dubbed the Malaise era. Due to government mandates and competition from Japanese imports, Ford and the rest of the Big Three spent a large amount of their R&D money on emissions and fuel economy improvements. This led to lower powered engines, derivative styling, excessive badge engineering, and lots of gimmicks in order to boost sales. While there were occasional innovations or new features, automakers resorted often to vinyl tops, opera windows, fake wood, and velour as a means to convey luxury to buyers. This 1978 is the fourth generation of the Mark series. It was a substantial redesign and enhancement of the previous Mark IV, and perhaps most importantly, was a unique vehicle among all Ford cars. This was the first Mark since the Mark II that didn't have a Mercury or Ford counterpart. The Mark V was also the shortest lived of all the Mark coupes, lasting only for the 1977, 1978, and 1979 model years. However, those were also the three best-selling years of the entire Mark series. Heck, even Jock Ewing, patriarch of the Ewings on the global TV sensation Dallas, drove a Mark V. Everybody drove a Mark V. As we now dig into the details of the Mark V Diamond Jubilee, I'd like to remind you to please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It does wonders to boost our videos in the mysterious YouTube algorithm. And if you have an interesting classic car that you'd like featured on the channel, please shoot us an email or leave a comment. Now, back to the fun stuff. To put it succinctly, the 1978 Continental Mark V Diamond Jubilee Edition took a car that was already peak 1970s Malaise era luxury and cranked it all up to 11. The Mark V was a gigantic car, indeed the longest coupe ever made by Ford. Measuring in at 230.3 inches long, it was 4.5 inches longer than a 2024 Chevrolet Suburban. Let that sink in for a moment. And it was saddled with a price tag that was equally as large. The Diamond Jubilee was the most expensive car in America, retailing for approximately $21,000, which is the equivalent to just over $100,000 in late 2024. That's right, $100,000 for a Diamond Jubilee. Now, because this is the SMS channel, we care a lot about the interiors of these cars. So if you or a friend has one of these increasingly rare Mark V Diamond Jubilees, check out our website, where you can get many of the original interior materials, plus the vinyl top and the vinyl Continental kit insert. Available in either Jubilee Gold or Diamond Blue with Wedgwood Blue interior, the Diamond Jubilee featured unique interior fabrics with leather-wrapped seat backs, extensive use of faux wood trim, more plush 36-ounce carpet, a leather-wrapped padded center console with umbrella holder, and a leather-bound owner's manual and toolkit. The Diamond Jubilee package brought together as standard nearly every option that was available on lesser Mark Vs, including the Designer series, with the exception of the power moonroof the CB radio, and larger V8 engine. Those were still options. It came standard with a 6.6 liter or 400 cubic inch V8 that churned out 179 horsepower, but was also available with the optional 7.5 liter 460 cubic inch V8 that had 208 horsepower, except in California and high altitude areas where it was not available. Standard equipment was really quite comprehensive, especially for the time, and included such niceties as the innovative LCD miles to empty display, power seats with lumbar, cruise control with steering wheel controls, integrated garage door opener, power mirrors, power vent windows, automatic headlights, 8-track tape player, and a Cartier branded analog clock. In addition to being fully loaded with nearly every conceivable option available to the 1978 car buyer, the Diamond Jubilee Mark V also upped its game in the exterior appearance category as well. Things started with the previously mentioned two unique paint colors, Jubilee Gold or Diamond Blue Clear Coat. 1978 was the first year of clear coat on the Mark V, having been introduced on the Lincoln Versailles during the previous model year. Additional exterior elements were uniquely color coordinated to the paint, including the vertical bars in the grille, the bumper guards, the turbine design wheels, and the hood ornament. So that's a lot of blue or a lot of gold. There was also, for whatever reason, a padded vinyl Continental kit insert, or vinyl padded deck lid kick-up in Lincoln marketing speak, that was on the very back of the car. To round out the list of unique exterior features, we must mention the coach lamps, personalized customer monogram on the door, which I can only imagine sort of impacted resale value, and unique opera windows. These weren't just any regular opera windows. Rather, they incorporated a cut glass look with Diamond Jubilee Edition script. And most classy, and importantly, the opera windows included a simulated diamond ship embedded in the window that served as the dot on the I in the word diamond. In all, 5,159 examples of the Diamond Jubilee Mark V were produced during its limited 1978 production run. 2,602 were Diamond Blue, and 2,557 were Jubilee Gold, which is actually a bit surprising since the gold version seems to be the more well-known of the two these days. While this car certainly is not to everyone's taste, it indeed was the ultimate expression of Ford's capability as an automaker as the company celebrated its 75th year. There's no doubt that Ford had come a long way since the Model T and the pioneering of the assembly line. There would never be a personal luxury coupe quite as grand as the Diamond Jubilee ever again, and that alone is enough to make it special and worthy of remembering. Collectors have also finally started to notice these cars, and prices for Diamond Jubilees are steadily rising and fetching the highest prices of any Mark Vs, as these once ubiquitous cars become more and more scarce and appreciated. So that's the story of the Mark V Diamond Jubilee. We like to help teach others about some of the less common classic cars out there. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, comment, or share, or all of the above, so that others can enjoy the videos as well. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.